Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Zachary, back bringing you some more NBA news and updates. Hope you're all having a fantastic day, but you guys already know that we got a heck of a lot to talk about today, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. Let's go. For our first story of the day, and this is one that I never saw coming. I mean, we got Dwyane Wade playing his final season in the league, still trying to help the Miami Heat land one of the final spots in the playoffs out east. Literally no one has been putting anything but respect upon to the name of Dwyane Wade this entire season. And Dwyane Wade as a player deserves nothing but respect from the entire NBA community. And that's exactly why I'm so confused to all of this. And the reason I can't believe this is because of what Paul Pierce went on national TV and said a couple of days ago. As on national TV, Paul Pierce says that he believes he's a better player than Dwyane Wade, and if he would have been given the same circumstances throughout his career that Dwyane Wade was given, for example playing alongside both Shaquille O'Neal and LeBron James, that he would have won 5 rings while Wade only won 3.
That's me. If you give me Shaq, if you give me LeBron, they did. Call the big 3. Yeah, we got that late, but like early in my career.
I mean, what are you doing right now?
If you give me these guys early in my career.
Well, let me ask you this. What would have been a perfect time for you, Paul? Let's make sure we get this right.
When I was 24 years old,
Okay.
you give me Shaq. When I'm 24, 25, you give me LeBron and Bosh. I'll be sitting on 5 or 6 championships, easy.
So then who has the better NBA career?
I played 10 years with who? You know what? With who?
Now, personally, if I have to give you guys my real opinion on what I think's going on here, I think Paul Pierce might be a tad bit jealous of all of the attention that Dwyane Wade has been getting during his final season, because it wasn't too long ago, just a couple of years ago, that Paul Pierce was actually still in the NBA. He had his last season going for him, and yet he didn't get any of the same type of attention that Dwyane Wade got. For example, the NBA celebration of Dwyane Wade and Dirk Nowitzki's last year in the league, they created 2 more freaking spots on the All-Star team for both Dwyane Wade and Dirk Nowitzki. The NBA did nothing like that for Paul Pierce, and it's just like Draymond Green said to Paul Pierce during the last time that he played against him.
Chasing that farewell tour, they don't love you like that.
By 17, by 46, is at 144.98. Victory here in Oakland.
So I can kind of see where Paul Pierce's jealousy might stem from here. But that being said, this news story doesn't quite end here. Like I said, the entire NBA world has been talking about what Paul Pierce had to say regarding Dwyane Wade. They haven't been reacting to it too greatly. A lot of people in the NBA world are upset with Paul Pierce for saying something like this, with Jared Dudley tweeting out, "Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Both had great careers, but D Wade is the 3rd best shooting guard of all time." And then Dwyane Wade himself actually retweeted that tweet from Jared Dudley, saying, "You said it better than I could." And even though Dwyane Wade had already spoke up on it and agreed with what Jared Dudley said, it still didn't end there. Dwyane Wade's son then decided to go in on Paul Pierce on his Instagram story. Dude played 19 years and won 1 ring. Not to mention, we did knock them out of the playoffs, right? Now that's the truth. And I guess this just became an entire family affair, as after his son decided to speak out about this, Dwyane Wade's wife, Gabrielle Union, also decided to take to Twitter to give her thoughts on what Paul Pierce had to say. This Paul Pierce thing is wrong on so many obvious levels. What I find most troublesome is trying to diminish another man that looks like him, was raised like him, in order to shine a tad bit brighter. It's not entertaining, it's sad. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's actually pretty entertaining to me. But even with all of that said, the best was still yet to come, as Jalen Rose, Mr. I got 81 points dropped on my head, absolutely humiliated Paul Pierce on national television, as in his defense of Dwyane Wade, he went on to list a bunch of accomplishments Dwyane Wade compared to Paul Pierce, and all of them were clearly showing in favor of Dwyane Wade on national TV, and Paul Pierce just had to sit there and take it.
Hey, my turn. Don't backtrack. He's made all NBA first team twice. Paul hasn't done it. He made all NBA 8 times to your 4. He's made all defensive team 3 times to your 0.
Ooh, 0. That's rough.
He's won 1 scoring title. You weren't able to win the scoring title.
That's too bad.
He has 3 rings. You have 1 ring.
Ooh, 3 is bigger than 1.
I mean, dang, getting roasted live on TV like that couldn't be fun, but Paul Pierce is a competitor. Of course, he's going to think that he's better than Dwyane Wade. I might disagree, and a lot of other people might disagree, but Paul Pierce was a great player. However, I do think it's kind of, kind of selfish of him to try and say that he's better than Dwyane Wade when Dwyane Wade's now entering literally the last games of his career. Let the man have his moment in peace. Next up in the news, the New York Knicks officially secured the title of the worst team in the NBA, at least this season, as now with just 3 games remaining, the New York Knicks have a record of 15-64, meaning that the best record they can finish this season with is 18-64, but my money's on them finishing 15-67. Anyways, in wake of yet another losing season for Knicks fans, the Knicks president of basketball operations, Steve Mills, decided to write a letter, release a memo to the New York Knicks season ticket holders, promising them a much brighter future, also mentioning the fact that the Knicks are going to have enough money to sign 2 max level players this summer. We can honestly say that the future of the New York Knicks is extremely bright. Through our trade of Kristaps Porzingis, Tim Hardaway Jr., Courtney Lee, and Trey Burke to Dallas, we enhanced our organizational plan. We have created a tremendous amount of financial flexibility, which has put us in a position to potentially sign up to 2 max free agents. We will continue to focus on the draft in an attempt to replicate the type of players we added last summer. Most importantly, we will use our cap space diligently and only on players who believe in our plan and are committed to building the New York Knicks into the championship team that you deserve. And finally saying, we now have 7 first-round draft picks over the next 5 years, and we remain committed to adding young talent to a team that is currently one of the 2 youngest in the NBA. This plan requires commitment and patience from both our organization and from our fans. The commitment we are making to our fans is that we will not skip a single step in the development process of our players. How about promising them that expressing their opinion won't get them banned from the Garden for life? Look, I mean, this letter from the Knicks organization, it sounds nice, and I hope for Knicks fans' sake that this summer does go as well as it possibly could for the New York Knicks. They do have a lot of cap space. They're gonna have a top pick in the draft, so I really hope it goes great for New York Knicks fan, because you guys have been through heck these past for however long you've been a Knicks fan. For our next story of the day, and this one's gonna be real quick because there's not much to say about it, but at the same time, it's a very devastating story for a lot of NBA fans out there, as it seems once again that the Basketball Hall of Fame is snubbing some players, as Adrian Wojnarowski informed us the other day that Marquez Johnson, Ben Wallace, and Chris Webber were once again not selected for enshrinement into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Chris Webber, we all know the situation around Chris Webber and the illegal timeout that he took that allowed the University of Michigan to win a national championship. He's never been able to get into the Basketball Hall of Fame pretty much because of that singular incident, which I think is stupid. I still think they should let him into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Then we see the name Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace getting snubbed from the Hall of Fame again. Why? What did he do? Why can't this man get into the Hall of Fame? We're talking about a player who was undrafted, yet went on to win 4 Defensive Player of the Years, 3 of those coming in a row. He was a 4-time All-Star, led the league in rebounding for a couple of years, blocks, one of the greatest defenders that the league has ever seen, and he can't get into the Hall of Fame for why? It's just beyond messed up. That's just freaking beyond messed up if you ask me. Anyways, and now for what will be our final story of the day. Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is in the midst of having his MVP caliber season, has led the Milwaukee Bucks to the best record in the entire league, and they will win at least 60 games this season. Anyways, this same Giannis Antetokounmpo, of course, just credited Kobe Bryant for the success that he's been having this season, as when he was asked what made him think that he was capable of having this type of season, this MVP caliber level of season, this was the response that he gave. It made me believe it even more. You know, a guy like Kobe saying, go get the MVP, made me definitely change my mentality and believe it even more that I can do it. And what Giannis is referring to is partly the advice that Kobe Bryant gave to him back in 2016. That's when Kobe and Giannis' relationship really started to take place, it seems. As back in 2016, he gave Giannis some of the greatest advice that I think anyone could ever give anyone else. I said, listen man, it's a choice you're going to have to make. If you want to be that great player, then you're going to have to make certain sacrifices and go after it. He has the potential to do it, he has the physical tools, the intelligence. Now it's just a matter of believing in himself and going after it. He has the talent to be a great player. Also saying time's going to go by fast. You know you have potential to be a great player, and the last thing you want to do at the end of your career is look back and say, oh, I wish I worked harder, because time goes by too fast. Why is Kobe not some type of freaking motivational speaker yet? Because when it comes to talking about work and the work that has to be put in if you want to be great, no one speaks anything closer to the cold-hearted truth than Kobe Bryant does. And it's clear as day that Giannis has taken that advice from Kobe to heart, because he's just been working harder and harder and getting better and better and better. Even if you look at him now and how great of a player he is now compared to the beginning of the season when he was still a great player, he's improved so much this season alone. The man is at the point now where he's taking and making dagger, knockdown, step up, time still left on the clock threes. Giannis to start the season would never make those shots. He's still been getting better as this season progressed. He's been working harder and harder, and it's just scary to imagine how much better he's going to come back next year if he continues to have this same work ethic. But once again, that advice from Kobe couldn't be more of the truth, and it applies to anyone trying to be great at anything and not just basketball. Anyways, that's actually gonna do it for everything that we gotta talk about today. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, you already know that you have to go ahead and destroy that like button, as well as make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with post notifications turned on so you don't miss out on more videos. Thank you once again for watching though. You guys already know that you are the real MVPs, but with that being said, until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!